if she had some deprogramming, she could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
Well, she just doesn't, she's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
What did they freak out about?
Gender, race, parenthood, schools, homelessness, crime, the border, education. Like we stopped being a scientific people.
Although Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has never formally declared an interest in running for president, many political analysts believe she could be preparing for a future bid for the Democratic nomination. Among those raising concerns is Bill Maher, who warns that Democrats could face significant challenges in 2028 if AOC becomes the party's standard-bearer. Maher argues that his concerns are based on more than speculation. He points to several factors that, in his view, could make her candidacy a risky choice. His assessment is attracting attention because it challenges assumptions about the party's future and raises important questions about the next presidential race.
I'd love to have AOC on the show, and Mandami and Elizabeth Warren, but I can't subpoena the guests. And I can't fix that what the Democrats are scared of more than anything else, I mean, obviously besides gluten, is being primaried from the far left, even though most Democrats are not far left. They're mild-mannered and moderate, at least at my bathhouse.
Bill Maher has not been shy about expressing his views on AOC. He has noted that she has declined multiple invitations to appear on his program. Rather than attributing this to scheduling conflicts, Maher believes she prefers media environments where discussions are more controlled and predictable. According to him, spontaneous interviews can create uncomfortable moments that remain in the public spotlight long after they occur. Critics often reference occasions when AOC faced difficult questions during public events, including one international appearance where she appeared unprepared for a particular inquiry. Maher argues that avoiding unpredictable exchanges helps her limit exposure to situations that could become politically damaging.
There is one practical thing that Democrats can do right now that would help them regain power. It's never speak to Trump in person. No, I'm kidding. That's stupid. No, it's this. Inspire your moderates to vote in the primaries. Get that base excited. You have the numbers. After Congressman Moulton made his comment about his daughter not getting run over, he added, "But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Well, then change what you're supposed to be afraid.
Some political observers contend that the increasing influence of progressive leaders such as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Zoran Mamdani has widened the distance between the Democratic Party and moderate voters. To many centrists, the party appears noticeably different from what it once was. They argue that its traditional emphasis on broad-based coalitions, open discussion, and ideological diversity has been replaced by a more activist-driven approach. Critics frequently describe this shift as part of a broader woke movement, with AOC serving as one of its most prominent public faces. As a result, they claim that many moderate voters feel less connected to the party and less motivated to engage politically.
She had some deprogramming. She could be such a fantastic candidate.
What do you mean deprogramming?
Well, she just doesn't, she's never going to resonate with people outside of the bubble that she lives in the very, very far left.
Well,
and that, I mean, the New York Times, of all people, the people I've been like squabbling with for the last 7, 8, 10 years, whatever, when I was all about, Democrats have gone too far left, they just put out a huge editorial basically saying exactly what I've been saying.
What, that she's too far left?
Yes.
Supporters of this critique argue that AOC's political appeal may be strongest among progressive activists, while remaining limited among moderates and conservatives. They believe this creates a natural ceiling on her electoral support. Bill Maher has expanded on this concern by suggesting that her political style could make it difficult for Democrats to compete effectively in a national election. In his view, proposals that resonate strongly with progressive audiences may struggle to win over a broader cross-section of voters. Because general elections require support from diverse groups across the political spectrum, critics argue that this challenge could become a significant weakness.
The only way the Democrats will ever win again, not that the Republicans are probably going to give it back, is to be more moderate. But we don't have to argue about her. I mean, she has.
If people think she's too far left, then that shows another way this country's broken right now.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily broken in that way, but it just shows how the country is not there. That is not where the country is, and if you don't,
unfortunately, that's the one thing, and I hate to admit this. This country is not as mature as it thinks it is.
Comedian Patton Oswalt has suggested that opposition to some of AOC's policy positions may reflect deeper shortcomings within American society. Critics reject that interpretation. They argue that disagreement is a normal and healthy outcome in a nation with a wide range of beliefs and experiences. From their perspective, assuming that dissent automatically signals social failure risks dismissing legitimate concerns without proper consideration. Bill Maher strongly disagrees with that approach. He maintains that public disagreement is one of democracy's strengths because it demonstrates independent thinking and encourages scrutiny of competing ideas. For him, skepticism is a sign of civic engagement rather than evidence of societal decline.
We elected Obama, and clearly the country freaked out. We're still living in that freak out. We are not as progressed and evolved and intelligent as we think we are because we keep freaking out about this stuff.
Well,
you know?
The left freak out too. The left freaked out about a lot of bull too.
What did they freak out about?
Gender, race, parenthood, schools, homelessness, crime, the border, education. Like we stopped being a scientific people. Like it's not scientific.
But the left certainly stayed scientific.
Maher often focuses on issues he considers the most controversial aspects of AOC's political agenda, including debates over gender policy, education, immigration, crime, and homelessness. He argues that these subjects illustrate a broader change in priorities that many Americans, including some longtime liberals, find difficult to relate to. Critics contend that certain progressive policies appear motivated more by ideology than by practical solutions to everyday challenges. Maher also points out that concerns are increasingly being voiced from within the political left itself. If members of the coalition are beginning to question its direction, he argues, it may indicate a deeper struggle over the party's identity and future.
Why not?
Because they think gender bullshit that they went way too far with. That's not scientific.
But how did I'm not trying to. How did they go too far with like gender stuff? And I'm not trying to
instead of if I was teaching children, what I would teach them is there is a default setting for the human being, which is heterosexuality, but that doesn't mean every person is that, and we should completely respect everyone who isn't that. But we understand that's called a minority, and what makes us a great country is that we respect minorities. We don't think they're lesser just because they're lesser in numbers.
Fair treatment and respect for people from every background are essential values in any democratic society. Few people would disagree with that principle. However, critics argue that respect should not be confused with unconditional acceptance of every idea or policy proposal. Supporting equality and individual rights does not eliminate the need for critical thinking and open examination of competing viewpoints. They contend that democratic societies function best when citizens are free to question assumptions, assess evidence, and form independent conclusions. Difficulties arise when disagreement is portrayed as hostility rather than a normal feature of public discourse. A healthy democracy depends on balancing respect for individuals with the freedom to challenge ideas through honest debate and discussion.
That's not what we started to teach, which was that every baby is, let's not even put it on the birth certificate. That's what they wanted.
Were we teaching that?
Yes, we were.
When were we teaching that?
Teaching it was a law here in California. See,
to teach what?
Don't put sex on the birth certificate. We'll see. Now, we've passed that period now.
I'm sorry, I don't remember that. I mean,
I know, because it doesn't get in the blue sky bubble.
Wait a minute, I'm not just on blue sky.
I really think that's a lot of it, is that some of this stuff doesn't get in to everybody's media.
Many commentators have been surprised by Patton Oswalt's reaction to the gender-related controversies that have dominated public discussion in recent years. These debates have played a major role in shaping cultural conversations and policy disputes across the country. His apparent surprise regarding some of the more controversial positions has attracted attention because these issues have remained highly visible for a long time. Critics argue that certain ideas promoted within progressive